I'm grateful for this opportunity of presenting my case study. Is my screen visible? I hope it's visible. Let me start the presentation. So the thing that I'm trying to cater over here is automation. I understand most of our CAs want to work in a very efficient way. And currently, as AI has come, it will help them do this. The, the topic that I'm presenting is first I'll present what is RPA, and then of course how we can automate using RPA, and then a further automation using RPA to give a draft review, draft of the response which we are getting from notices on GST, right? So let me start by that. First, what is RPA? Now, most of you will think that RPA, as I've said, robotic process automation, will mean a robot will sit in my place and try to replicate whatever I am doing. But robotic process automation doesn't mean that. It's a part of code. It's a software which mimics the human task, right? So I'll show a small code out now. See, I have automated GST site and to get any data from GST site using GST numbers. So I've written a small code. It's just a 25 line code, and I've given the output of the same. Now, me being an engineer and a CA can do this. However, how you are CAs and even for most of the CAs, this will be a daunting task. How will they do it? Now, all they need to understand is AI at current stage is very good at coding. So all you need to do is write good prompts, and prompt should be stepwise. What do you want to do? So whenever you wish to get details from GST site, you should first open your web browser, input the URL, then I'll show that. Yes. So that's the process. So as I've mentioned, first you'll have to open the URL. It will go to the URL where you have to search the GST number. Then you have to input the GST number. Then you have to take captcha from the user, input the same over there, press the submit button. You'll get the details, capture it, and show it on the screen. So let me give a demo of this now. How can we use ChatGPT to do this? So again, I hope ChatGPT is visible. What I'll do is I'll paste my prompt over here and I'll push it. As you can see, ChatGPT will automatically write all the code for you. As you have mentioned, as you have given in the prompt, given everything perfectly in the prompt. Now what I'll do is I'll paste this in the Python code. So let me just paste it, copy, and let me save this. I'll save it on my desktop. Save. Yes. And now let me run this for you. So what it will currently do is it will open a browser. It will go to the GST site. It will input the URL. As you can see, it has input the URL. It has even input the GST number. Now it is asking me to type the captcha. Let me type the captcha. So it is 361728. As you can see, it has inputted the captcha as well, and now it is capturing the data. It is waiting for 5 seconds to start the load and capturing the data. And as you can see, it has captured all the data from GST site onto my screen. Now you can use this in various automations in various places. This is one part. Now let's move forward of how we can use such technologies to automate other stuff, right? So this is what I presented. I've given the live demo of the same. Now, how can we use such technology to automate or draft responses from GST? Let me explain you the task over here. So the steps for automation involved are first, you need to auto fetch the data from GST site or income tax site, whichever site you're preferring. Then you have to do text extraction. As showed by my previous panelist, Mr. Manish Agrawalji, he has used OCR, optical character recognition, to extract all the text from those PDF files. Then we do identification of context. Now, AI is hallucinating over many things. It doesn't understand what GST is, what income tax law is. However, using context identification, we can train the AI in a specific manner to give us proper replies, and then ultimately reply creation using AI. First, automatic fetching. I've already explained this, that we can use RPA. What are the challenges? First of all, let me explain that. So the challenge is that government doesn't give any specific APIs for such cases. Government sites are frequently changing. and some notices are missing from tax portals. In such cases, what we'll do is we'll use RPA to automate that website. We'll continuously monitor the web page for changes, and then of course we'll provide users to upload if some things are not available online. Next task is extracting text. This is done using OCR technology. This is again automated when you use certain pre-built AIs. Next part of this is providing context. This is the most important part in any AI. I understand this is a bit technical part, but I'll explain it in as simple way as possible. Context setting is nothing but when the AI is developed, when you use ChatGPT, it has knowledge of everything. Like it has knowledge of geography, it has knowledge of states, it has all the knowledge that is required. However, when you're trying to ask it that give me the income tax of if this of for this basic income, it doesn't ask you for which country you are there, from which state you are there. However, it should ask you that. Context setting is nothing but that only. What by context setting, what you're doing is you're forcing the AI to look for GST specific laws in India and give answers to them. Right. Lastly, we this is the process. Over here, there are two ways we can use. Local systems I have demonstrated in my previous case. We can also use API models using cloud. Now, there are two types of AI models currently in the market. Small AI, of course, these both are open. You can use any of them. Small AI models, these are easy to implement on your PC itself and it can run on your PC. And there are large AI models which are implemented by various big companies, ChatGPT and Cloud3. These, of course, the code as is open source and you can get them on your PC, but the response is pretty slow when you run them on your own PCs. Now, we have tried to automate this. Of course, this is under process. So I'll be able to only show you PPTs of it. I won't be able to give you live demonstration of the same, as there was a lot of jugglery involved here because we had to prompt it again and again and get an output from it. So now I have, let me show you a sample notice. This is again, using RPA, we have done this. There is a notice and then there are addendums to that notice or extra PDF files to that notice. I'll not be showing all the PDF files due to time limitations. I'll be showing that we have downloaded GST ASMT. Of course, we have redacted the confidential part of it. But as you can see, this is a GST ASMT 10 form. Again, there are addendums to it. So this is parameter 7. As you had seen in my previous slide, it had 3 extra parameters over there. Then in the coming 3 slides, I'll show you responses from 3 different AIs. One is a pretty simple AI, which is generic AI like ChatGPT, right? After that, I'll show you a response generated from a local PC and then from AI cloud based. So this is model 1, which is using open source model and it has given you certain responses.
Attention, last 2 minutes left.
Yes, ma'am. So this is the response from an open source AI model, which is not trained on GST specific laws. It is giving you certain output, but it might not give you exactly what you need. Next is model 2, which is again small models trained on my PC using proprietary softwares. So it has given you certain output, which is there. And then again, lastly, I've shown that the AI model, which is using cloud call, this is there. I thank you. I end my presentation over here. I hope I was able to present it properly.
Yeah, I think as you initially said, a lot of engineering was required and a lot of knowledge was required because in spite of the fact that I'm into information technology, it was a bit one step above me also. But the basic concept was clear that you first developed a small RPA or a process wherein you could capture the data and then again, but the second part was also slightly, there was an issue that you yourself said that it will not be able to give a proper response. You will have to give multiple prompts, So I think what you're meaning to say is that still in the process of development and still a lot of human intervention is needed. Okay, thank you.
Good Parth, nice presentation, very nice. So I just want to ask, what is the precautions we need to take as for security breach in while deploying RPA in our automation process?
So first of all, you should be careful that whatever code has been written is deployed on your local PC. See, whenever you use such softwares, there is a very huge risk that certain data might get leaked because people are there to capture your data to train their models. Most of the software companies, what they do is, while giving you such RPA models, whatever data you're doing, they give you in that simple notice that fine, we'll be getting all this, we will be collecting all this data. Now, this is done very innocently to you, but we as a user accept it. Yes, fine, no issues. And I want to use the software. So we should be very careful when using such RPA softwares.
Okay.
And that is why AI can help CAs over here, that they can devise their own RPA models to work with. Of course, this is just the start. Eventually, as I've mentioned in my second slide, PPT, that RPA is changing. Your GST side changes continuously, or whichever side for that matter, income tax, GST, whatever. So eventually AI will be used to even automate that part, that once you have developed certain steps, it will always follow them. Yeah. I'm sorry for extending myself.
Parth, it was amazing presentation. At the same time, you have showcased practical use of RPA for chartered accountant. The only thing which I feel like is that your presentation was too fast enough for a chartered accountant to grab. Although being an engineer, I was able to slightly follow through you, but still you are slightly faster enough. But he has to be very open. RPAs are at a very beginning or a very initial stage right now. So with AI and RPA taking steps together, I think there is a lot of new paradigm which is coming up. But when RPA fails, my question is, when RPA fails and when you are unable to modify them as per the requirements or be in sync with the websites and all, you need to develop certain continuity plan because you cannot stop your business.
Right.
So whenever an RPA presentation or RPA production needs to be showcased, there has to be a BCP, business continuity planning, to be discussed, because that's an integral part for it, which I feel like is, as of now, not a part of your presentation, but whenever you are presenting next, make sure that it has to be a part of your PPT later on as well.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you, Saurabh ji.